actually, Ashleen's got a very interesting theory about Sharon, her and Ozzy, and the reason why Sharon is only in there for 5 days. Want to hear?
Yeah.
I like Ekin-Su. I think she seems really sweet and really nice. But when I found out she was an actress, I was like, oh, are we all being duped? Is she real or is it a facade? Don't know. Yeah, last night I saw her with the older stars, but yeah, they are the bigger stars, aren't they? But to be honest, I think that's where I'd be. I think that the younger ones might annoy me a little bit. And she seems very demure and like ladylike and like not as wild and cantankerous. So maybe that's why, but maybe there's a little bit of an ulterior motive of but hang on a minute, Louis is clinging on to her for dear life. What is going on there? What is that about? Does he even know her? Like I don't get it. Oh, that whole Sharon setup, she's 100% speaking to Ozzy every night. Don't be fooled. That's what the telephone's there for. That's what she would have put in her contract, and I don't blame her. She's brilliant. She's the queen. She's basically doing like afternoon shifts, isn't she, in the house? She sort of wakes up when she wants, potters in, shows her face, they all cheer. So they've obviously not seen her all day. And then off she tots back to her bedroom again.
So obviously Sharon is going. How do you think Louis is gonna start behaving without her?
Louis is going to be a grumpy old man. I reckon he's going to get really narky with people. Or he could flip it and start being sort of really nicey to people now that his backbone's gone. It'll be interesting. Well, he can't get further up Ekin-Su's, can he? So maybe he'll just latch on to her as his new bestie. It could go one of two ways. He could either get really fed up of it all, because you've got to remember he is 71. He's an old man. Like, you know, there's a lot of younger people in there that are really loud and annoying. So it could go one or two ways. He could get really grouchy, really miserable, and really bitchy and snap at people, which I'm here for. Or he could climb further up Ekin-Su's bottom. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, it was honestly so nice to have you on to talk about Lauren, because she was this huge character in last night's show. How did it feel watching her? Because there were a lot of tears.
I've been shocked because I had an interview yesterday and they have asked me what I'm thinking about Lauren, and I've been moaning that in my view she didn't get enough airtime. And it came as a shock to me that lots of housemates felt that way about her. I can understand why, because our Lauren is our Lauren, but I still really shocked because it's like no, not the first one. And I think Lauren, if she needs a little bit more time, people would start knowing her. But it's really difficult for
Yeah.
everybody to vote for anybody. So you're looking for little bits which might annoy you. And yeah, I was really shocked about what our housewife family did today and last night. We all gathered together. We all asked our followers to download the apps and vote for Lauren to stay, just to give her applause. I didn't see Lauren cry before. I spotted on her when the news hit her. I thought, no, is our Lauren emotional? Because, for example, with me, when she filmed with me or even gone out with me, she never sort of showed any emotion. So it was quite interesting for me to see that she cares. I think she's a bit disappointed there's no a big hunk with a big and a six pack, because I think that's what she wanted really to go and jump on.
Yeah. Literally jump on.
She would literally have been out. And I think maybe part of that, she maybe planned that there would be somebody to have sex with. And maybe she looked around and because she's very sexual, she doesn't do politics. Maybe she doesn't feel she can express herself certain way yet. I love Fern, watching Fern. I was surprised people nominated her. I think she's brilliant girl. That is a surprise to me. But again, I'm not in the house. I don't know how certain time people can watch you certain way, make a noise.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about yeah, and I just think the thing about Lauren and maybe that kind of sexual element of herself, which she was talking about on launch night, she doesn't hide it. That's her. Maybe the tears are something to do with that. She's sort of just realizing the situation really isn't for her. She just doesn't feel like she fits in.
You know what it is? She's sexually frustrated. She needs to go. And also, because I think maybe that it's she doesn't feel the right fit. She probably thought, oh, there's going to be younger men from Love Island. I'm going to be able to charm him. She would make amazing breakfast for him. But I think maybe it's very difficult, Big Brother, because you don't know who you're going to be in with. And there are some people who gives you more energy, and some people are energy eaters for all of us. Because I said to my partner, Glenn, I said, oh my God, if I gone, I would do this. And he said, well, Esther, it's depends who you put in a house with. You can't all the time judge, oh, you would charm everybody. And, you know, I'm a very people's person. And I believe our Lauren can be better.
Oh, that was a good insight. I love hearing from Esther about that, and Ashleen before, obviously, with all of that. The thing is, it's really good if they know the people that are in there, but they've also had the experience of actually being in the house. So that was a double whammy for you.
I completely agree, because like we sort of, you know, sometimes we have a little bit more of an inside kind of scoop of something just of having met someone at a party or interviewing them. But as you say, like Esther really knows Lauren, and Ashley really knows that house and the experience. So,
and we have to wait until tonight for the first eviction.
No, I know. It's come around so quick.
Yeah, it has. And I think a bit too quick. And also, I feel a bit gutted that it's a head-to-head. How do you feel about it just being between Lauren and Gary?
Yeah, because the other thing which I think someone mentioned last night is that there was actually only one vote in it between Lauren and Zizi. And Lauren should remember, and I hope that obviously Lauren will get to find that out when she comes out the house, be that tonight or sort of next week or following week. Because Lauren probably feels like it really is her versus Gary, and it's not.
No,
really,
it wasn't.
Is it?
I was so surprised that it wasn't Zizi.
Yeah.
I think if only Lauren had remembered Coulson's name.
Yeah.
And like,
I have a question for you.
Not called him Colchester.
Mr. Colston. I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about how we have spoken before, throwback to Cracking On with the Sun, Love Island podcast, how Georgia Steele.
Oh yes,
the theory that she gets people's name wrong on purpose as sort of like a power play microaggression. Yeah. Side note, she did it on Love Island Games as well.
Oh,
she called Selly Kelly, and Selly called her out on it and said, "Oh, my name's Selly." She said, "Yeah, I said that," and I thought, I know what you're up to, Georgia Steele.
That gaslighting is perfect.
Detective Devlin is onto you.
I've already worked it out.
So I wondered whether that's just Lauren.
It just seems a really odd target if it's kind of along those lines. I think with Georgia it was just an obvious thing of like she's just going to belittle someone and you know she wants to be the alpha. Lauren just I think wants to portray. I think it's come across mean, and I don't think she meant it to be mean. I think she meant it to be more like. She's being ditzy. She's like, oh, because you know how that clip where she didn't understand, she was like, what, we have to nominate?
Oh yeah.
And it was all like really confusing. I thought, you've watched the show. Like, that's, you know what's going on. So I think she's maybe trying to be a bit more dumb. Dumb and fun.
Oh, she's doing sort of Gemma Collins, Joey Essex trope.
Maybe.
As I like to call it.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, well,